The following podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. Nothing said on the podcast should be construed as investment advice, nor should anything said be relied upon as the basis for any investment decision. Any reference to an investment's past or potential performance is not and should not be construed as a recommendation or as a guarantee of any specific outcome or profit. All opinions expressed by hosts or guests on the podcast are solely their own personal opinions and do not reflect the opinion of everymickle.com or any company affiliated with the hosts or the guests. Hosts and guests on the podcast may maintain positions in securities discussed in the podcast. Neither everymickle.com nor its affiliates or subsidiaries warrant the completeness or accuracy of the opinions expressed herein, and they should not be relied upon as such. Strategies and investments discussed may fluctuate in price or value and may not be suitable for you. They do not take into account your particular investment objectives, financial situation, or needs, and they are not intended as a recommendation to buy or sell any security mentioned. Speak to a licensed investment advisor before making any investment decision.
Hi guys, welcome to earnings season. I'm Randy Rowe at RT Rowe.
And I'm Dana at H.
And this is an earnings season that is coming after a long gap.
We're busy.
Yeah. I mean, for the huge, the ultra fans, thank you for constantly making sure that you ask when we're coming back. Episodes are ad hoc, but as Dana said, we're busy.
I'm busy with some of the fans too. Yeah, trust me, the fans have been giving me quite a bit of work.
Yeah, man. In the interim, though, you guys would have known that Dana started his independent advisory service.
Yep.
And as you can see from the glasses, the money I run. Oh God.
I'm fix my eyesight.
Boy, trust me. That the make you see that 2020.
You can see the gains, guys. You know.
Trust me. Of course, we would have much to talk about other than the market, but that's beautiful because that's what we talk about on the show, and it has always worked. And we're coming to you. You guys will be hearing this either the day we recorded it or the next day. Mm-hmm. And I should say, Dana, that I checked on my calendar, I realized if they're hearing this on August 13, 2021, it's the 2-year anniversary of earnings season.
Oh, yeah, really?
Damn.
Wow,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so good timing. So we thought we just talked about the market today. We talked about corporate things. We actually tried earlier, but time got in the way and we had some difficulties. But yeah, we're back talking about just what's happening in the market right now. Mid-August earnings season. The second earnings season of the year?
Yeah.
Or no?
Second, yeah. Because third actually.
Third.
Because the December earnings season happened, and then March, and then we're in June.
Yeah, I mean 1 1/4. And as always, we're running into a market that is always exciting, boy.
Trust me, yeah. It's
always
astonishing.
That
phenomenon I go through like every quarter where I feel like I see everything, and then something new just come up. I was like, oh wait there.
All the time. And if it's not something new,
something you were waiting on from way back, and
something old that has become new. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like, all right. So of course, guys, you should expect that. And I said, Dana is an advisor now. And I have gotten deeper into my bag. So so we're definitely not giving out the gems like we use. So we're always gonna give gems. That's inevitable.
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I should point out that you're definitely not going to be hearing buy this, buy that. This episode also, you guys would have heard it already, will have a disclaimer at the front of it, especially because Dana is an advisor. So you definitely should not take what you hear here as financial advice. You want to, Dana, let me do the ad for you, since I've done the ad for so many corporations. And that you have the ad for you. If you want to hear what you actually should buy, that's pointed and made custom for you.
For your goals, your portfolio.
There we go. You link Dana. Exactly. If you don't know where to link him, there's a link in the show notes. In fact, there's a discount link in the show notes. Or tell him again.
dhalladvisory.com.
Yeah, that's dhalladvisory.com, and that will carry you directly to him. If you want the discount, check the show notes for that link, and there will be a discount for earnings season listeners. And use it up. that's a proper advisory session. Yo, every day, you guys check Twitter every day. You see people talking about how them portfolio looking better. I think I just saw a tweet saying
that's crazy to me. No? Like when I see it, I'm like, yo, Jano. Like sometimes I don't know how to respond. I guess.
Yeah, but everybody used to tell you, say, listen, what we do is I made a mistake at the start. I did not let you guys realize that what we're doing is not normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Twofold.
Yeah.
Like the returns we get.
10% in a year.
People think.
Mm-hmm.
People read it. People are going to use them spoil. They fully believe 30% is not a big deal.
Exactly.
People, as much as we say, yo, don't buy on whatever. Because really and truly, the truth is, we say things here. We talk about the companies, but I've found that people have an idea that if we say it, we're buying it. No, really and truly. People. I've told people before, like the advice really has to be tailored to you. Because really, you've got your goals, your portfolio, what you want out of the market. It can't be the same everybody else's. If me and you have different goals and we're buying the same stock, then somebody missing something somewhere, right? But really, people hear our returns and think, boy, more 100% like Randy. More beat Messiah like than I. And they think it's an easy thing or that's normal in the market. Trust me.
Yep.
That's not normal at all. And 30% is a great tier. I've been saying the same thing, Randy. I'm sure Randy has said, you have said it on this podcast many times. If you can get 30% a year, you can go to America, raise $1 billion, and start a hedge fund.
You can go 30% in a year. Well, I mean, if you can get 30% a year at $1 billion, you'll never have to work again.
You never have to work again?
Yeah.
Trust
so
me.
It's a little... Not at all. 10% in a year is an amazing return.
It's an amazing return. Yeah. And people don't know it.
Yeah.
Because Daniel Randy.
We have a whole heap of sins for answer for now. People we make it seem like say, only 20% are not doing it. I talked to a brethren this week. I'm like, what? Talked to a brethren this week and we'll do a little group play and he must say, it don't look like it'll work out, man, because a quarter now and the returns will look good at 6%. Mr. First of all, it's not a quarter. it's 2 months. And 6% in 2 months is better than what you get from your credit union in a year. Mm-hmm. And the play ain't start yet. Exactly. So 6% is just like, and this is after fees. But we have a whole heap of blame to carry for doing that. But no, guys, you've heard it. We're taking the blame and we're showing you the reality of the market. And you can always just look at the reality of the market. Look at what the gains have been for the overall market, or the losses, I should say. Yeah, for last year, I think the market fell 12%.
So the funds just start advertising.
And they're not profitable yet. And they haven't been profitable in a long time.
You realize the dating of the profitability they do. They choose a data, arbitrary data, and say, profit between this and this. Make 15% between this and why that date though?
If you also saved every month and put it on and in the US dollar rate, I see them doing some high level maths. Yeah, man. Yeah. But here what you want, if you don't have the mind for the high level maths, you can lick that knife. You don't even need the mind for that. If you want to do it yourself, you want to try it, you can come to Grow. You can learn to do it yourself. If you don't have the time, you don't have the inclination, you can go to Danai. If you're really smart, you do both. Right? And of course, if you do both.
I'm saying clients, outer clients, that's the next thing. People don't realize how much them knowing, like even if you're seeking advice, you knowing really helps. Think about the fact that why people get bad advice in the first place. They have no clue. This guy can tell them anything I sound good.
Yep. It has caused it's caused a lot of people to get lost and to make losses when they don't have to in a market where they don't have to. And then imagine you go here and then them are talk about the gains this, the gains that, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Your portfolio red, and you said, boy, these guys talking about this like thing. And people, the value of patience, they mentioned this was 2 months and people find it a quarter. People have a thing. They tell you it's a year them buying this one. Or it's a 5-year-old. Okay, you know this already. Yeah. And then buy it on 1 month in. It's not doing well. I mean, Sygnus. Everybody's favorite stock last year. 2019. 2020 was a rough year. And
2020 was the year where everybody tell you that, no man, it's a great business, and they explain to you that it's a complicated business model, yada, yada, yada. But the share price just...
No, not buying.
They're not buying, boy. They're not buying at all.
When they start run, you're going to hear the boasting though. I had Sygnus from IPO.
Mm-hmm. As I said, what was that guy? I forgot his name. He's a doctor now. Giovanni on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Big up Giovanni on Twitter. He also did grow. As he said, he's been Mr. Sygnus for a little while now. I feel so bad for him because you try to hint to them nicely, say, yo, maybe you want to look at your portfolio and kind of work it out. But my thing does sound as fancy. But yeah, him do thing, and he has made some adjustments, and I think he's made great gains. And more importantly, he has become a doctor in the time that between when I did grow with him and now. So congrats him for that. But he back to Sygnus, he was big on Sygnus USD, if memory serves me correctly, and also Sygnus JMD. Of course, he did grow, and I think the grow he did, one of the things he pointed out was just that the reality of investing and what it means. Just because something says USD don't mean that it's for you. There's nothing wrong with it. Just means it's for you. If you look at the USD market in Jamaica, you know what I mean. It doesn't move much. Yeah, you put your money in there and it can get lost or stuck for a long time, right? Yeah. And last time I spoke to him on Twitter about, I see him saying that he moved everything to Sygnus JMD, which I think is good in terms of the response I can get. Exactly. There's more trading of Sygnus JMD. But of course, between that time and now, Sygnus dropped to what? Sygnus has fallen to like 15. Whoa, that's IPO price,
That's below IPO price.
Yeah, it's actually a great price to buy it.
Yeah, I wish. Like somebody, if you're saying that, if not again, don't pinch me. Send me a DM and say, yo, I'm going to drop it again. Cool.
Trust me. Or the meme go, dump it.
Dump it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so people, if you want to learn how to do it, you can come to Grow. There's a link in the chat to that. There's a Discord if you want to. If you can't bother do it, you want then I do it for you. There's a link in the chat for that. Not in the chat, but in the show notes for that. For both things, discounted for both of them. And if you do one, you get a discount for the other one, right? You do Grow, you get a discount to link that night, and you probably should. It is everybody I've heard that has done Grow, that has done it, come back and they say how useful it has been for them. And in the chat, I have a Grow Grad group with the people who are in the monthly subscription, and they like the people there who have done it's sealed, and I can see them putting the Grow principles on top of what it is you show them, putting it together, and then portfolio really loving it, right? And it occurs to me that right now when we're talking in the middle of August, I think depending on who you ask, you'll hear that the market is actually bad again, or down, a little down, yeah, right? Surprising, but there are these wonderful.
It's always a surprise hearing what the market is doing.
Exactly. These companies are joking, though. And of course, now I think we're about to go into another little boom time because some of the majors are looking great. So Dan and I were talking about some companies last time. We say, yo, let's talk about them on the podcast. So, I know which one you want to take, Dan. You can take one. I can take one. We can try a couple others in
I've been talking about this one from January. Well, not January. When the December result came out. So RGR. So yes, one of our favorites right now. I've been recommending it. So hint, and really and truly. So we've seen last year. And probably the clients going to hear me say things I've said to them, like, and probably almost mirroring, but really and truly.
Well, don't mirror it too much, right?
Last year was a rough year, right?
It was
COVID, and really we saw a large pullback in the revenues. And I think there was some move to restructure from before. We saw OG, old boy, his passing, and you understand how that would, Lester Spalding, and how that estate and all that would work out, right?
Yes,
and I think there was some transfer and everything. To me, there was a larger push for efficiency across the RGR group. And I think COVID really accelerated that. Revenues down, so either way, cut these expenses, or we're dead, right? So we saw the pullback in revenues for 3 quarters, and March was terrible, heavy $90 million loss. 1.5, only 1.5 mil made in June, and September was a heavy $60 million loss. But they did some heavy cuts across the board, staff cuts, pay cuts.
Yeah, I think they sent home over heavy. Yeah, I think they sent home over 100 people from Gleaner.
And we saw some heavy redundancy payments in that September quarter. December was the ray of sunshine at the end of that rainy journey, right? 191 million in profits compared to around 120. So the December quarter in COVID was better than the pre-COVID December. And then March, heavy profit again. And then last night, results dropped 100 mil profit in the June quarter. To me, that's said enough already. I'm looking for some strong gains moving. And the September quarter reporting against a heavy loss last year. Another one. So I have not been waiting on everything to wrap up. I was buying from after the March results came out. I remember saying in our group that thing there. You look at JJ, right? When I saw the December results, and he was on the podcast talking about it. And
yes, John Jackson. Yes. Big up John Jackson. RJR yeah, he has been calling RJR for 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah.
So, in the IC Insider top 10.
Very right. No, you can't say him wrong.
You can't wrong the man. Yeah.
And on the podcast, he said, he mentioned, boy, the cuts and efficiency they're driving for now, they really start showing. And here they are, 100 mil profits this quarter. Olympics quarter we're in now. The September quarter is coming. The results are coming. They have Olympics in there. And the government and that school thing still pushing hard. So
that's correct.
We're gonna see some great gains from RJ.
I suspect so. And today, boy, we're talking about it, and it opened today at make sure I get this right. I think it opened today at what did it open at? I don't even have it opened today at 2 something.
205, I believe.
205. You sure?
Was 202. No, that's 213. 213. Open that
$2.13. Wow, and it
never push it like
right.
Clear than iceberg. You know how much money that is to push that?
Yeah, there was an iceberg of 1.5 million shares.
1.75 million shares at 215 and refill after refill till it gone.
Yep.
And that's before 10 o'clock.
So I thought it was going to fly today and hit like the 230s, the 240s to close at. It did. But a big order went in. Yeah,
that's
so yeah, man, I checked it a while ago and I see 9 million units traded. So somebody jumped in, but somebody jumped out, but somebody jumped in.
That's the thing. People always come to me, boy, I see people selling off the stock. I'm like, somebody was buying though.
There we go.
If you're going to use that anecdote as, boy, this is my decision maker, somebody bought. So whenever think about that, man.
Exactly. And really and truly. So it closed at 218 today, which is slightly up, but the reality is that I suspect those 9 million shares or maybe 8 or 7 million shares in a block crossed at 218. So of course, I throw the average off everybody. But Monday is going to be
slaughter.
Yeah, man. Because also I think by Monday a lot more people will know. Also, people will be hearing this over the weekend.
So I suspect results come. Thursday, Friday come out and people move, but not really. People see the movement and run go check what's going on. Call them broker. And the broker go talk it up. So everybody will know what's going on.
Yep. And with this kind of response that is seen now, early response, it says to me that people running in will see the value pretty soon. I don't want to put a time on it yet, but that's advisory stuff. So you have to deny for that. But I mean, last year, like you said, 1.5 million profit at the end of June last year. In June this year, 2021, 110 million. Yeah, 110 net profit, but 100 mil to the stockholders. Hell of a turnaround. One thing that I did think about though was that you're right. So at first I thought, oh wow, the Olympics money coming, but you're right. The Olympics money not going to report it. No,
we thought it was champs money. Olympics money.
Exactly. ISA, boys and girls champs included in this, and I think they mentioned that in the MD&A. And so I was like, yo, they make this and the Olympics money don't come in yet. So, Q2, the Olympics money is going to be even stronger. One thing I wondered about though is that they sold Music 99. I'm not seeing it in there. I'm wondering if somehow it's
in the fixed asset.
But not in the fixed assets, because, I mean, if you get rid of the fixed asset, you know what? I'm assuming that they sold it at a profit. But I don't know, and I don't really see anything said about it. I
The
don't
only
see it
thing I see
mentioned.
the cash flow statement, nothing in the P&L. Only thing I see is,
Hmm.
as I mentioned, a fixed asset sale. But that's weird to me because it was a subsidiary. They
Exactly.
mentioned it was a subsidiary. So.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's like, is it the license that they've sold, and even then the license would
But
have
they
a
mentioned
value
that
on it.
the report, the notice they gave us was that the subsidiary was sold. They and the subsidiary they hold that subsidiary under sold it to whoever.
Was sold. Yeah,
So
they said it was sold. I think what the initial news said it was sold to a Saint Lucian company. Yeah, and the usual Saint Lucian keep it quiet stuff, but the people who do the digging can say a couple of things. But I wouldn't mind telling them. I like that. That's that connection. That's the sort of thing you learn at Grow. So it was digging showed later on that it was sold to, I think, what them call
Caribbean, some
Caribbean Radio.
Caribbean Global Networks.
Caribbean Global Networks, yeah, which it turns out is a company that owns Irie Jam, which is that New York station. That's one dot. That company has I don't know if it's a chairman or definitely a director on the board called Kingsley Cooper. It's the same Kingsley Cooper, Pulse, which has said from before the pandemic and during the pandemic that they're planning to do take a large stake within Irie Jam, right? Which is expanding its broadcast footprint and its media footprint. And I believe there have been hints of it listing and Pulse having a stake in it before it lists, and also possibly taking a stake up to below 50%, but still a heavy stake.
And I expect some from Pulse.
Yep, right?
We've
It's
heard
just
about our IPO, whatever. And more and more look like he's close to that. Big up
APO.
Kalila.
Yeah.
Kalila and Kingsley have had a series of Pulse, talking on Pulse, and to me, it just looks like something is coming from that angle. But companies don't advertise themselves in that way. You advertise the services of the company, not hey, we're a good company, and the company there is mention of what the company does and all that. You don't advertise a company unless you advertise it as an investment. So to me, that's what it looks like to me. Like maybe this is leading up to something, and we know that Pulse wants to do the APO and all that.
Some good PR.
That's
They're
exactly
kind of
what I think.
priming the public so that they're more familiar with what their offerings are, and don't just think of them as modeling, right? Yeah. It's just amazing to me. And I'm looking at the RGR and I feel I don't know how I should feel, because we talked about it last night and I don't buy it today. And guys, in case you didn't hear the disclaimer, you should hear the disclaimer again. One, not advisory. You should not buy these things without talking to your licensed investment advisor. We are talking about what we've done and we'll continue to do that. As you hear us say before, we are suffering from our success because yes, the reality is that we talk about good things, talk about what we do, and people who follow us have made money. But that is like following somebody who's riding a bike really fast, right? You might not have their skill. So talk to an advisor who has a skill, and you know the one I recommend. It's on that side of the screen, and there's a link to him below. There we go, right? And the investment, you want to learn about investing, but you don't want to go to school for the accounts, and you want to have a practical understanding, there's Grow.
And the reality is, I did accounting in university. I did math and a heavy business side. The preparation I got for the investment world, I can't say that helped me greatly. In fact, my academic, me learning accounts in school, I learned more accounts after school, looking at the market.
Yeah, the practicality of it, right? Yeah, the practicality of what you've done afterwards. And you were an actor, you did the actuarial science, the hard stuff.
That's stressful something.
Yeah, but the practical, what is actually sensible investing, that comes afterwards. You've also done Grow. You've been in groups with me for I don't know how much years now. So there's obviously a difference between what you learn in the textbook and the practical application of it. And it's not that the textbook is wrong. The textbook are correct, but practical application and understanding of it is something that you need.
The textbook doesn't teach you how to invest. It just teaches you what is investing. It
That
teaches
is
different
true.
types and whatever. It doesn't teach you what you specifically should be looking for your goals and what you want. So.
There we go. So Grow is there to teach you that. Dana has done Grow. It has been working out for him.
Trust me.
Yeah, the
I
people.
remember when you first come up with it, I was like, no, we're not doing it still. And then 2020, sometime in, I said, boy, do the Grow and whatever. And at that point, I was learning so. I
Yeah,
cannot
yeah,
at all do it. Trust me. You're
yeah,
gonna learn. If you're a seasoned investor, trust me, grow up puts a lot into perspective.
yeah. You know, the biggest praises I get for grow is from accountants and investment people who are already in finance. And it's always, I started off skeptical and I did it, and oh wow, it actually changed my view.
Because
And it's big.
they're not out of depth. When you go in there as a full beginner, you
Mhm.
get something, right? When you go there, you know something already. There's a lot more. There's some connection of the alignment. So what I know, I can already know in the right way.
Yeah, yeah. And even I learn, because I mean, as you teach, you learn. So sometimes to make sure I'm telling
Advice.
people the right things, yeah, to make sure that I'm on top of it. The preparation that I do teaches me so much also. So yeah, I can't say it enough. And that's why we can look at things like RJR and go, wow. And that's why we can, I bought some this morning, you know.
Same. You know, so
Yeah.
somebody messaged me, a client messaged me. I was talking to her about RJR last week. And she said, yo, how you do that? How you do that?
Oh
Like,
God,
wow.
yeah, it's like in that same thing in the girl group. And what we were talking about the other day. We're talking about carb cement, and we say we're not going to go straight to it, so we're not going to too many things.
Yes.
Yeah. So our next one. So you talk about RJR. And the other one that I noticed last night that popped up to me was not FESCO. You hear me saying FESCO, not FESCO, but actually HONBUN. And HoneyBun is a company that I have been waiting on for my 2 years. Yeah, but of course I don't put money in and wait. I can't make my money sit down and waste time.
Never.
So I've just been waiting for them to get better so I can jump in like a real organist, right? And it has worked out well, because the third quarter results came out last night, and strong. I mean, yeah,
The 3
Michelle
months
Chang.
ended January, whatever. So net profits 69 mil, 221% above the prior year. Brother.
Yeah, 64 mil.
Yeah, 64 point.
Yeah, 64.9. Yeah, 64.9 mil. Jeez, your web versus the 20 million in the middle of COVID. The 20.2 in the middle of COVID. And the funny thing is that, like,
during COVID, by the way.
it's not like COVID gone. It's just that the company, I think, has really reorganized itself. It has obviously found itself some good customers and a good market there, because the revenue jump.
The revenue, yes.
Yeah,
heavy jump.
From 367 million to 566 million. That is a big jump. But the profit outturn, the profit change, 200
They're paying
and
more
odd.
taxes now,
And they're paying more taxes.
and doing that much better. Why?
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. And on a 9-month basis, 200 million. Well, that's before tax. So 176.5 million after tax, versus last year, the same time, they had 112 million after tax. So
they sell so well, because they're attributing all of that to the new thing there, the new lines, and the fact they can release a new line and get that uptick. That's wow.
That's strong. Yeah, that's strong. That shows that they're really the efficiencies. Yeah, the efficiency is showing itself. I really respect that. And I mean, you grow your profits in 9 months by more than half, but by more than 50%, 50-odd%, 56% within a year. That is amazing. I wish I could show you guys my screen. I'm looking at My Money JA. You guys should check out My Money JA. But yeah, pretty much they're ahead of last year's profit already. They're ahead of the full year's profit already. So HoneyBun, to me, strong. And of course, people have noticed today now, because I also bought some of this this morning.
You see the uptick. Only thing stop is that large order, and that's all gone.
Yes. Yeah. So if anybody's smart, you're running quickly. Well, I'm not telling you to buy, but I know that I am going to certainly be buying more Monday morning, and that order I don't think is going to last. I think a lot of people.
I don't think that's boy. Yeah. And it's one of those things, everybody sees a large order and afraid, but as soon as it's gone, then everybody say, wait, I should have been buying.
You don't say gone? I'm looking at the queue right now, and it is the top order in the queue is 4,870 units at $8.16.
Well,
Wow.
Speaks for itself, right? Only me.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So somebody has removed their big order because why would they sell it
Why would they?
that
Exactly.
cheap? Yeah,
John,
why would I sell it that cheap?
wow.
And I
You know what
think
turned my head the other day? I was in the market. That's how I really know them thing there. The bread truck.
mm-hmm.
I heard there's a large crowd in front of it, and I think the take up of that shorty bread is them know the market, man. Because really, the bread shop open, and I just shorty to start throat because people just it's like I think those people go there every Saturday because the collection man in there and the man that do it that distribute and man just start throat and people catch in and just walk into the collection stand. And it's beer shorty bread, brother. They know their market.
Yeah, I like when companies show their expertise.
Mm-hmm.
Really like when companies show that they know what they're doing and the market is responding. So in my view, HONBUN no, I think I'd worked it out earlier, HONBUN, I have it as I think a $10 stock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'd worked it at.
Oh yeah, it's at the PE right now, and that's before other profit come in. So
yeah, the
on
PE
just
is
this
currently
performance, it worked that
13.8 times. Wow.
People
I
been
mean, at
waiting
19, at 19 times.
I used to see people say, "Boy, HONBUN, I have HONBUN cars." And see there.
Yeah. There's a time in the market is better than timing the market. But what I say is that if you can time the market, you should, and you can
Am I
time
getting
the
that
market.
meme? Why not both?
Kabi, Kabi live, yeah. I mean, at a PE of 19 times, that's a $9 stock, $9.30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you have the market average is like 20 something.
20. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is
This is
as we speak
right now. This is current valuation. This is not accounting for any profits coming in over the year. Trust me, we shall see.
Yeah, and they have an entire quarter. They have an entire quarter of profits to drop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if they continue at this pace, I mean,
wow.
the continue at this pace, you really have no. You're going to. It's just going to. It's obvious what's going to happen. It's one of those things that's obvious. That it's literally just a matter of can you be patient? Yeah, can you be patient? And of course, it might actually get lost in the crowd, right? It might get
which
lost in the noise.
Buy more.
Hey, that's my style. That's my style. Because when people stop talking about
people
it,
like the thing though. Name again. The patience is it beating off people. If it don't move tomorrow, then it's bad. Not thinking that. All right, so I get paid once every month, and if this thing don't move for 4 months, then that's 4 times for me to buy it.
Exactly. That is exactly it. And if it, how come nobody not talk about it? Shh.
Are you upset? you have $100,000 now, you get the next 100,000 next one, and you vex.
Yeah. What is your goal and is your time, right? Take it before. If you believe in it, you don't want people talking about it. You don't need people talking about
exactly.
it. Yeah, the hype itself. Yeah, the hype itself is not needed. You don't want the hype too early. In fact, if you invest properly, you know when things are going to be popular, right? The Sygnus is going to be very popular in November. Very popular in November.
How much time you hear? You see, you know the stock move, and somebody come to you one side. Randy, what going for thing? What going for thing? You know, I never hear nothing around it, but it gone. It shoot up. I guess the right people heard.
yeah. The people like me just quietly just buying. What lumber is below $3 again? Yeah, that's a good one. Lumber declare a dividend, and people just jump out. And as them
but think about it. I was blaming a lot on the Mayberry forum. I use Lumber as my next one, right? Mayberry forum come and Major say, yo, the report are good, right? And that's why Boba was $2 or something after we've been buying from how long? At 150.
Yep.
And then but I think what came in then Dan mentioned $4 as a target. And I think that usually you know what happens? People don't buy a $4 stock at $4. So at $3.30, But as they get closer to $4, then people start getting out because all right, there's a lot of sales at 4, and people start coming in below that, pushing the price down below now. They find around $3.30, $3.40 as the price, and some resistance to buy. But people ignore the fact that the man them say, yo, we're looking to acquire new businesses. We have a lot of cash. We're going to acquire new businesses. We're also looking to start up new business lines. In the same, they were asked by their largest shareholder, what would a financial company that can give them the money for to do things, what would move your needle? And the man them say, yo, increase the storage space, because we move things so fast that if we just increase the storage space, we can move more things, same speed, right? And the man said, cool, no problem. Your largest shareholder, Mr. Moneyman, asked, and somehow nobody's factoring that in.
The boss buried himself. Listen,
not even that alone. Mate, we recently heard our own thing there. Mayberry and Mawson built a place for the BPO place, man. Popular one, the number one BPO.
ITEL? Not ITEL.
Yes, ITEL.
Is ITEL? Yeah. Who just entered, I think, another market, St. Lucia, yeah.
They just built the thing there, Chalmers or the name. But them ask them how are they with the developer space. So a developer asks you how you are with the developer space. And the issue was, boy, developers want long credit. So they come in, take the stock, and they want to pay me 9 months. And maybe
there's only somebody in between that could finance it.
And the same people say, yo, we can do that. Your largest shareholder said, yeah, man, we'll do it.
Yo, you see how the wheel turns itself? They see how the wheel turns itself? Yeah. People remember, if you did that connection, isn't there a connection between Mayberry and ITEL? Yeah, there have been news articles about them and possible listing and them being a partner. I don't want to say what kind of partner because I don't remember, but there's some relationship between ITEL, I think the Epsteins, and Mayberry. There's obviously a very clear relationship between Mayberry and Lumber. Mayberry is the largest shareholder in Lumber. And it feeds itself. If you remember actually from an episode, the fans will tell you, big up Minnesota, the archivist. She knows which episode it was. I don't remember which exact episode it was, but when we spoke about Lumber, and I spoke about Mayberry doing, I think at the time, villas. They mentioned doing some private villas. And I gave a scenario where, I mean, if I have these villas being built here and I have a hardware company here, you are definitely buying everything you need from my hardware. Right? And if that hardware is listed, then it works great. We'll just replace villas with BPO space. But of course, nobody's talking about Lumber. In fact, as I'm sure I've been asked before, and I'll be asked in the next few weeks, especially because I have a girl coming up. I know I'm going to be asked that in the next few weeks. Yo, what's going with Lumber? Why not? Why the price drop? Because Father God likes to send blessings at different farm, right?
Rainfall, so sometimes Lumber fall too.
I think I worked, and they have a dividend declared, and the date for the dividend hasn't even come yet. So you have between now and I think mid-September or early September to get in at Lumber. And I was doing my Lumber calculations on that dividend at a little over $3, like $3.10, $3.20. I see. What close to that? It closed to that $2.79.
Oh God!
Beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous.
I should be hearing from him very soon about some plan that will come out. Just watch.
Oh yeah. Listen, when a company like that says that the biggest thing they need is more space. What Creamy said they needed more space.
Look, on that, no.
Look what happened.
HONBUN needed more space one time.
HONBUN needed more space. Look what happened. Also Mayberry linked. Creamy, them Lasco, Last M.
More space right now.
They've needed more space from them list till now. Them constantly going into more space. AMG Paper and Packaging has been using more space, but funny enough, I was in one of those spaces on Twitter, and it was one of the things that, if you got whatever the amount of money is, what would you buy, or would be your purchase, your frivolous purchase. I didn't say, but I would tell you no, that if I got, I think it's like 100 million US or something. Well, actually, that's a good question. What's your frivolous purchase you do?
Frivolous purchase. I know it's
100 mil US.
100 mil US. The US.
Yeah. 100 mil US.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Frivolous
I have to tell you that because if I tell you a mil US, you're just going to buy stock with it.
Oh yeah. So no, I think it was no. Wow.
Yeah. What would be your frivolous one? What's your first frivolous purchase?
Oh, Porsche, bro. Porsche.
Porsche. Oh. Big up Adam Stewart.
I think the name again. I old thing there. A 964. A Singer Porsche.
Word. He's spending that PTL money.
Definitely. PTL well, by the way.
Right.
That man.
Yeah, man. That man is making the money where he is. Yeah. My frivolous purchase, I'd buy AMG paper and packaging. That's what I do. It annoys me. Mm-hmm. It annoys me because
the amount of direction that they can. Wow.
I mean, of course, we can sell it from the outside, right?
Yeah. But my immediate thought is always that. But yeah, they have competitors. There are other things more than just that in business. So we can always talk.
But I would buy AMG paper and packaging. That's what I would. That'd be my frivolous purchase. I'd buy the whole goddamn thing, the entire thing, take it off of the market, delist it, and then I would make that thing. In fact, I wouldn't even delist it. I would just buy. If I can buy the 80%, I buy the 80%. I leave the 20% for the public, and then you would see, you would watch that price move because I would ensure that that company has an output that is unignorable. But I think it's happening anyway. I think it's just happening slowly. Anyway, I don't remember what the hell I mentioned.
Would you call that frivolous?
Oh, it is frivolous for me because the serious purchases would be other stuff.
Yeah. I thought when you mentioned AMG, I thought immediately of something else. What I say?
The AMG
about it? It's a cool car, by the car.
The AMG. You said that I could be tempted. I know the first thing
I'm thinking about this car.
Yeah. I could probably be tempted at AMG. No, but yeah, I could be tempted at AMG. I have lock my eye when I see them.
Bro.
What of them catch your eye?
The thing that G63. Boy.
I see your brother tweet. Yo, big up your brother. If you have a pet, check him out. Plug your brother business properly, sir.
Yes, Gavin, the Twitter vet, the IG vet. I hear people call people see him on the road and ask me if he's an IG vet. So yes. Gavin, vet services. Any vet thing, just link him. Trust me. If you have a pet and that pet needs care, and link Gavin, and trust me, you will be sorted out. I haven't heard a bad review yet, and that guy knows animals from time. Trust me.
Yeah, but I've been watching it from a long time and seeing. I like that there's that space now where people, the people in the spaces that they occupy are coming onto the social media and showing them skill and them working for themselves. Yeah, man. Time now, man.
Time now. What I see in the business spaces with me, it makes me very optimistic for Jamaica. I get there's a way forward. You get me?
Yeah, man.
Stuff did that for me, really.
Yeah, and we need a lot of that. No, especially with COVID. Yeah, and things going up in that. There's no joke there, right? We warned from before, and it's showing no. Everything raising. I see taxes going up. 15, not taxes. TAXI. Yeah, taxi and bus. 15% increase. Which I don't know what that really means. 15% increase.
That's to me as bad as that is. If you can actually get into the taxi space, sometimes it's a very hard tight space to get into, but if you can, not a bad time at all.
Yeah, I did taxes. I did taxes in the past, and I would do it again. I do it slightly differently now, but I would do it again. But
I'm hearing an opportunity, so I think you go there too.
Yeah, Uber providing a serious offer. But you can get a car and get it under Uber and lease it to somebody. Anyway, it will not give people free business ideas. But yeah, link Gavin.
I also do that if you need something there. If you need advice on a private business, but
oh yeah, that's serious stuff. And I do the same thing too. But people that need that I know to reach me. So use it up. But link Gavin, my second favorite vet on Twitter. Yo, big up my favorite vet on Twitter. Let me not call her name and get anybody in trouble. But yeah, it's a wonderful time in the market and in business and in a car. But I had mentioned Gavin because I seen tweets him sit down in something the other day. So he knows, yeah. So I figure soon start to care the pet them in the Porsche, you know. Yeah, but yeah, it's a good emphasis. It's the best of time and the worst of times. I think there's just a whole heap of opportunity, you know, and if you're smart, you can get the opportunity, not just in business, but also on the market. Right. So there's loads of opportunities there. Some of them are just plainly obvious. Like lumber dropping to 279 is how it closed at today.
I think to any man get, if there's only so much worry you should have around certain things. If you have a longer, if you have a time, if the thing isn't doing what it needs to be doing in your timeline, then sure that's a concern. But your timeline don't do it and the thing falling, blessings, brother.
Exactly. But it requires bravery.
I've made sacrifices just to buy a stock listing and say, all right, cool, I'm not going to buy that. Just not going to buy that. I'm not going to place it. I guess my money I forgot. That's like too low for me to go do that.
And that's a real thing. That and sell something else. I said to Phil the other day in the group, say, yo, you know, if you really believe in something, you're like, oh, I don't have the money. Yes, you do. You have money in another stock. Yeah, if you really believe in it, sell some of that and buy this. And then that's when
that forces it forces that certain type of thinking. Like it really gives you the focus of timeline. You will think the return on this is X, the timeline is this. Then one does obviously make more sense on the next one. Simple as that.
Yep. And it's easy to say, it's a little harder to do, but it is ultimately worth it heavily. And oftentimes you find, at least I find, because when I'm doing these classes, I find that it's obvious to people because they're always asking you, how come nobody now? Because them don't see it, you know. They just want other people doing it with them.
They were fear because they're not in the crowd.
Yeah, man.
You know that Warren Buffett quote?
Fearful when others are greedy. Greedy when others are fearful. The reality of that plays out on the market every day. So if everybody talking about it, everybody hype and love it, it's when it's quiet, like Sygnus. When everybody loves Sygnus, when everybody's quiet about Sygnus, like no.
But remember, I told the story before. 2020, when Sygnus just this.
2018, I think.
And you weren't in it. I did sell out quick, and we never went back until 2019.
Yep, and it had a nice dip. And we
bought in that dip. But think about the fact that there was no banter or nobody talking about, boy, Sygnus is the best thing ever. But when it start move,
when it hit the 20s,
everybody come say, boy, yo, I had Sygnus from IPO. Like Sygnus was the best thing. It's doing great now. I had it from IPO. So I know what I talked it up before.
And I'm going to this. It's going to happen again. I mean, it's going to happen with Fontana again. Fontana again at the $6 level. It's struggling there, boy. It's struggling.
It's funny because I think it's worth right now. I think it's finally worth 8.
It is finally worth 8, 8 or 9, and they mentioned in the Portmore expansion.
So
I don't know why though, because that's down the road.
Yeah, 2093. Them thinking.
Yeah, I don't know why it's mentioned. No, that like I see that sort of stuff, and it made me raise an eyebrow because I'm only used to that when companies are doing something or they have bad results. So you give you some news right before you drop the bad results.
I was thinking maybe no. So did they speak about how they're financing it?
I don't remember. I'd have to go and check, but I don't remember. It might be. That is what I'm thinking.
That they're thinking there, getting the place, the amount they'll spend on it, they think they'll recoup it very quickly. So that's a lost prep for the thing, which is what we never did the last time around, which was we were talking about that on Twitter, that it's not going to return immediately. And we were. I mean. We didn't have to argue it. It's obvious. It's proven. We're right. It's 2021 and it's completely right. But you're right in that if they say this time they think they're going to recoup it quickly, that could be a hint about that they're really doing it via some sort of financing, right? So that's when they tell us no 2023. I was wondering if they will come to market for something.
So who has been using that sort of strategy about talking about things way ahead of time? Because in my view, you guys getting a lot in this episode. You're getting one of those nice tangents, that some connecting dots and some speculation, the speculative. Why mention a 2023 expansion in 2021 when you're still reporting? And you're still reporting your regular business. You're really just starting to feel the news store along the timeline that we said you would, right? No, why mention it then? Maybe because you're going to finance it somehow. Maybe you're going to do a rights issue for it or an APO. These APOs have gotten so very popular. I hate the things. I hate the things.
Barita alone give us an APO that do something afterwards.
The Barita, you're big up Paul Simpson. Right? Suffering from success also. Right? And the guy started with a rights issue. He's so smart. I put all of that on him and his market knowledge. I don't know if it's him. I don't know the guy, but I put it on him because it moves. Yeah, and
if the person that's doing it is behind a closed door, then I'm sorry, you never presented yourself for our praise. So
there we go. Yeah. Big up Paul Simpson. If there's somebody quietly behind the scenes that's not doing it, big up you, and even more because you have quietly done something amazing. Big up Paul Simpson for just understanding the market and acting in a way that show you understand the market. I still respect that.
Use the market.
Yeah, man. As you should. As you should.
For laying that.
Yeah. Well, anybody who listens to this know how we feel about Chris Berry and what has happened, the moves he's made. Seeing that sort of thing being followed now by Barita and followed for a little while by Barita says to me that we really have just a few, but we have a few people who know what the hell they're doing with the market, right? I am still amazed every time I think about how they did the APO and then put the dividend in the middle of the APO specifically. I made it clear that you cannot get that dividend unless you buy on the market. APO people will not get the dividend. And it was a nice enough dividend as dividends go. Was it 3 or 4%?
I think the results coming very good because they usually time results with the
Yeah, exactly. They know that's somebody who that shows somebody who understands how the market works. I mean, these guys put out results within a week of the close ones. No, so they closed the quarter and put out a week. Like a month and a half early.
Imagine how the accounts team, they get the prep and say, we need to do this, and this is the timeline, so we need this in place. So make sure so you get all you need for report.
Yeah. But it's so funny to me. I think I'm biased because of my history working at a listed company. I assume it's like this across the board. They know the same day. Right? The accounts are ready the day the quarter ended. They don't need a month and a half.
Trust me, the only thing is when they're waiting on the extra, but there's a clear idea on the last day what this thing will look like.
Before the last day, too. Because depending on the kind of company. You're doing the business. Yeah.
The only thing that changes is a surprise or the auditor say, that's supposed to account differently. So change this. And
the auditor can't take that because the auditor is an accountant and you have your accountants there. So more often than not, it's that, listen, we want this and we're having a conversation with the auditor to see if it can fit within the rules and blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
I don't want to call names.
Don't call names. Stay safe.
It's not even anywhere I work or anything like that. It's just a certain move that we've observed on the market and it was very interesting to this day. So, yes.
I'm
not calling a name.
All right, don't call it. Stay safe. Don't risk the bag. But yeah, you look on the market knowledge that Barita has displayed. You see how they've set things up in an APO, but nobody else has done it. Everybody else has done an APO. What they've done is they've done it in a way where me, the majority shareholder, currently in and controlling, I keep my benefit. So I don't allow myself to be diluted. I reserve a specific amount for myself so I don't get diluted. And for everybody else, rough. Listen, we're collecting this money, yeah? Yeah. And again, Barita, smartly. So when they did the rights issue, we could do an entire episode. I'd love to do an entire episode on Barita alone, actually. Big up Paul Simpson. Paul Simpson, if you can get in contact with me, I wouldn't mind having you on the show. But yeah, we'll do a regular episode for that. But showing the knowledge with the rights issue, showing the knowledge with things like the the APO and a dividend in the middle of it to keep the market value high, and then showing sensible things like bringing in a second large shareholder via the APO or via the secondary listing, where I don't take all my rights, I sell them to another entity, and they thereby get a large stake. And some people have also said, hey, you get part of the stake in the APO and you buy the rest on the market, also further keeping my market price high. And I will even go into the stuff with their holdings via their funds and stuff, right? It just
is it that last report?
The latest one from them?
Finance Limited.
Yes, which was the name of, I don't know, they changed the name of something to Barita Finance.
Fund management. Is it the fund management company that name change?
I think so. I think that's what they did. Yeah. So name changes, timing, and the use of the market raising tools. I respect them for that. Everybody else just try and protect them little cut and make everybody else come in. And I don't like that. So
that's really understand, shareholders. I think we keep having that discussion of shareholders. The company should care about the shareholders. I own the company. I want my value to be preserved. The idea that anything goes outside, no, brother, you can't do it. If you were to ask shareholders and they fully knew that the APO was inferior in some way, so I rights issue, you think they'll get what?
No, but that's what it is. It's market education. It's market education. I think that the company principles now, if you have any sense in it, you've seen it, you've heard us talk about it all the time. If you have any sense in finance and investing, you know that the majority of the public and the majority of the more expert-driven part of the finance industry doesn't actually know much and defers to a lot of things. So if you have sense in that space, you can get a lot done. So of course, you will go there and talk about how good my APO is, and nobody ever mentions that you guys are going to be diluted. I'm protecting myself from dilution, and I'm using this as an opportunity to do XYZ. It's not a bad thing, but I suspect that if more investors knew it, there would be more pushback, and there would be more companies then choosing to do rights issues. And you know why I can't rate it? When they reserve shares for themselves to ensure that they're not diluted, and I'm talking Barita here, I'm just talking generally. Generally, because Barita has been diluted before, so let me be clear. Because another thing with the finance guys, they find one thing and stick to it and don't realize it's not the point. So I'm not talking Barita, but generally, whenever a company does the APO and they do that thing where they protect the majority shareholders protect themselves from dilution, and everybody else gets screwed, they're spending the money anyway, right? So it's not like in a rights issue where I don't want to spend the money, so I'm not gonna do a rights issue because I would have to spend money to keep my stake. You're spending keep your stake money anyway. You just want to collect a large amount, so you go to the full public. I'm like, don't.
But do a renounceable rights issue.
Yeah.
And just work it out.
Yeah.
It will
simple.
Work.
I
promise it will work.
But maybe not, right? So I can see a company going, we need to, we need 4 billion, 4.5.
Wide net,
we need 5 billion. Yeah, and it's easier to get 5 billion from the entire public than it is from the shareholders, right? I'm like, why? You know the pensions, just tell the pension guys early like you usually do. Just
But if you think about it, if you need a renounceable rights issue and you think you think your shareholder base cannot make it up, then just advertise it in the same way advertise an IPO. Make the shareholders understand, say, you can do renouncing and excess will be given to anybody.
Of course.
Basically a public pool.
Yeah, and then you'll start doing things that I want to see more of, like shareholders selling their rights. Now I know people do that, but it's not a common thing in the retail space. Yeah, I tried to buy a couple of rights in the.
There was even a pushback. People are acting like this should be done.
You know
like,
what,
bro?
That's the Jamaican,
If you tell me you're not going to take up a rights, but you don't want to give me.
Because I talked to one brethren about the same thing, and him say, during the key time, him say, okay, like let's say $3. I don't remember the price. I think it was $3. So I said to him, I'll pay you like $1 for the rights. No, you want $3. It's $3 for it. Like, bro, I'm not buying the shares from you. I'm paying you $1 to be able to go and buy your shares. You're not gonna buy your shares, so just take the money and let me go and spend money here, because I can't give you for $3 and then turn around and buy it in the rights issue for $3. I'm paying $6. Yeah, but I'm willing to give you $1 and buy mine for $3, and it's $4. It'll work out. My average is low. But it's just a matter of investor education. A lot of the public don't really know these things, and whenever you come with anything strange to them, they're afraid immediately.
Yep.
Yeah, what do you mean by you buying my rights? What do you mean by you doing a swap up? No, it's normal. That's how it works. It should work that way. But we'll get there. We're getting there, and we will get there. And I think a lot of the push that has come from myself, from the education out there, from the stuff on Twitter, from
Trust me.
you,
A lot of has changed because of that.
Yeah, huge
clients
change.
know, and trust me, bring people to the market in droves, bro.
Yeah, I thought about that checking the other day. I've done grow. Over 500 people now have done grow. And that's not counting things I've done like with the free sessions I've just done on just streaming, the stuff I've done in the past at NCB, going on somebody else's platform and explaining things to people. Yeah, that's hundreds of people that's out there doing it. And this podcast goes to thousands, and the effect that's the beauty of it. Them say, value always shows itself. The things we say are sensible, and the things that we predict tend to happen. So people see it. People are like, yo, them get it right. And it's true when you have people who don't even really take tea with us, but them listen same way and follow same way. Yeah, and them do the things same way. Can you imagine you vex and make money from where you
them secret funds?
as long as everybody make money, right? I just want everybody to make more money because we're gonna need it, right? but yeah, it's a funny space to be in, and it's only getting funnier, but it's only getting bigger also, and those who have the skill are only getting better off for it. The growth gods, boy, millionaires after millionaires after millionaires. People never think they would ever see it. Big them up.
That's another interesting point. How much people actually have money? How much people actually make a lot of money from this thing?
Yo, when people come to me and say, yo, I don't like, I mean, it's a sad thing, but when people say, yo, based on what you've gotten me to see and the things I've learned, my people dead, or, something bad happen, or we get an emergency, and I never know, say I don't have the money for handle that, and I have to handle now. People tell me that all the time, and I say it's true, and I see it in my own life. Big thing happening, boy, you can handle it, and the stocks make you handle it.
And it's eye-opening. Like, that's the thing too. I say the stocks, but at the end of the day, the company.
That's what they're for.
So I guess
that's what they're for. Sell it.
So much things that are big, no longer big again, because really and truly, what you do on the market has done so much for you. So.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember the first time I doubled 10 grand, no, the buy fees are less than 10 grand. The dividends are greater than 10 grand. It's a real shift. But you start paying attention to the dividend, then
I'll accelerate.
I feel so bad every time I say I don't care about dividends these days, because I don't, but I appreciate it, and I have to pay attention to it, because
I just scrape up all the check them after a while, and just go to broker and drop all them in the account.
You still get check? You ever fix that up, man? You can go.
It's been a long road, and I've had some fixes. But JCSD, please. Like we've been here before. Like
it's JCSD, because I was about to say as a tip that
them and the brokers over and over. I've filled the form more than once, and then I check them mailbox. Dividend.
Yo, have you gone to JCSD directly? Because that's a tip I can give you and anybody else watching.
I went to the broker, and the broker never submit, and for like over a year, more than once. But the JCSD, they gave me all the payments to an account, and I did the mandate and whatever. Still got checks after that. So
word. That's sad.
Yeah,
that's weird actually, because for me, what I've done, I did that. I was actually at JC for something else, and how much is there for?
I think probably the person needs to follow up on submitting the form or something like that. That's probably what happened.
Oh, but I was actually at JCSD, and I did it there, and them do it, and them say from now on it will go to that account, right? And it's everything that goes through JC will go to that account. So that kind of actually bypass the broker. So even if your broker is screwing around, you can go to JCSD and do it.
Went to the broker, and I called JCSD, and them sorted it out. They paid the money, all outstandings, and cancel those checks, and then I got checks after that. So I guess I need to follow up and see what's going on there. But To be honest, I still don't care about dividends. I don't even know when I get them more. Well, I see the impact, how much, what percentage, and then it disappears to it.
Word.
I think I'm in a rut with the thing there. Money not even like at a point now. The money on the market, kind of not really. I'm not touching it. I'm not pulling it out. So it's just doing this thing over and over. But I don't think of myself as I have that amount of money.
Yeah. It's a painful thing. I was saying it to my girl the other night. So it's so annoying because you see the money and it's big, but the money is big up Sygnus for the term. It's not Sygnus term, but dry powder. Like
money is a commodity.
I can spend a couple million, but
or
then you don't have the money to.
You know what? There are a lot of times the sacrifice. I say, boy, you have this money, but I'm going to invest it versus buy the thing I want, right? But then, when I see the returns come, I say, it's a lot of things. Boy, it's a good thing I buy that thing. It's a good thing I buy that car, you know. Because guess what? If you spend 2 million on a car, then that's 2 million never get flip up. And
that's true. This
4 mil is because it was 2 mil sometime before. And it's 2 mil sometime before it was when I got on the energy, it's $600,000. You ever check how much money you actually contribute and put like out of your pocket to the market? It is so small. And I actually check it. I was like, wait there. That's it.
Yeah.
Like I thought I put more.
Yeah. I'm not doing that many fundings. I'm just turning gains. After what I realize, I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo. I mean, back talk, you know, man. I can go brick talk, big up Kirk. You can't. I look and I realize that, wait a minute. They start with $1 million, I pull $1 million out, and I still have 3 in there. How much have I made? Because I was also screwing around with my tracking. I screwing around with my tracking, and like, you look on something. So let's say you put $1 million in something and it double, it turns 2 million. You take 1.5 out and you put in something else, and you go in there, it falls 10%. And like, oh, that thing is down. And maybe you put another whatever on it and it come back up. And then when it goes up and you're up now 40 or 50%. I'm acting like that's fresh money that I put in there, forgetting to say, yo, this is profit.
But the money, exactly.
Yeah. It's profit. I'm playing with profit.
I put less than $1 million in the market overall. And that's really because I was pinching off my salary. And I remember probably in my head, like I checked my first salary ever from VM. And that statement, I was like, I see the contract, and I'm like, I was making less than $1 million on my first contract. It then bumped it up to 1.2. Maybe I did me well. It wasn't a sky high. It wasn't high at all. It was it's an okay salary or whatever. But most of my salary at that time was contributing to the house and my brother's school fee, right? So that was fine for me. The actual money I put into the market, I was out of pinching off from the small money days and going to the market. Bro, the amount of money I put in the market, what it is now, I still, we got me also, she asked my total return from things. There was some conversation on timeline, and she asked me, what was my total return overall? That's aggregated. I usually quote year to date. She say, what's the return from all the money you put in the market to what it is now? And that number. That number.
Yeah, I don't talk about it. I think I don't talk about it because I grow and sometimes on things like this, when you talk or tweet about it, people immediately think if
I don't talk about that publicly. Nope.
Yeah, if you hear a big number, they immediately think I can't do that, or that's not for me, or it's rich man thing. And it has all been that people don't get, it's not a pretend thing. It's really 10,000 Jamaican. Really 10 grand Jamaican to start with. Of course, I put money on top of that over the years, but not that much.
For 5 years of investing. But it's ridiculously small, the amount of money I put on the bank. I even just to myself, Jano, if I had put more, imagine.
Right? Yeah, right. Well, I never have no more to put in. Nowadays, I think nowadays I have to be telling myself, actually these days it's just patience that bothers me. And seeing so much, that's a problem.
And
you see so much.
Right now I think I've too much things. Yeah. And then every time I go to say, all right, I want to sell that, and you say, but it's going to do that.
we can't get rid of this now because it's out of that. Like I was going to sell some carb cement actually, in the 90s. and buy some FESCO. Yeah, I was going to sell some cars and buy some FESCO. I sold something else.
When you're ready to sell, you start doing all the but this could do this and whatever. You're advising yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, but this is that and the timing and that, and it don't make sense because it's hard to get the kind of volume and you're gonna be buying it higher. Eventually,
I've also started thinking for the longer term, like not long term, but I'm waiting on them to do them thing.
Mm-hmm.
And enough time I ask myself, let's sell them the dog. Go buy that.
Yeah, and yo, don't knock that. There's sense in that
There's
because
definitely sense there.
yeah, I did that recently, and you find that I like to tell people I go into that. Yo, I'm human too, so emotions hit me to like my pulse. I love the damn pulse. I don't know Kingsley Cooper. I shouldn't love them. I should treat them like a wagonist. I should be a wagonist when you come to them. But I like pulse and I like it because of the story with it, Ray. And I look at it for a while and I'm like, yo, you've been carrying this thing for a while. I mean, the gains are high. You're at triple digits, but you know full well that this isn't going to happen for a while. And they're probably going to do an APO. I don't give a damn about an APO. Why are you still in it, right? And then you say, no, but you know, when they did this, and I think my average price on Pulse is below $1 or like $1 a little bit. Not below $1 anymore. $1 a little bit now. We sell it rated anyway. I put it all in FESCO. I did, and I'm happy I did because my FESCO is
been good. The thing is,
55%.
Yeah, being straight, I thought FESCO wouldn't move the way it moved until some later on this year. But we kind of see why. Some heavy buying by certain people kind of push it forward. I'm not knocking at all. But
well, yo, I mean, I bought. I can't talk. We're recording this August 13th, and I bought August 4th.
Oh, you bought in it dip on the day? Yes, definitely.
So it closed to that 165. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. My average price is low. Near $1.
Wow.
Near $1.
My average, that buy put me. My average price was 99 cents. I had used it when I was doing the last short. I'm actually doing an advanced grow this month on short-term investing again. So guys, if you're listening, check the link in the chat. You can go into the advanced grow. You also still get the discount to the night session if you did the advanced grow. I do it on short-term investing. And I had done it when FESCO just IPO'd. I was showing them, I use it as an example for the candlestick and looking at market sentiment and knowing what to do. And I remember that I used actually it. So I did the actual trades and then I showed what I did in the and why and so on in the grow. And it was around 105, 106, and me talking about why I sold here based on what the cues were looking, blah, blah, blah. And at that point, I didn't sell completely, but when I'd sold enough and in profit, my average was 99 cents after that because I'd bought an IPO and I bought after the IPO.
That's our next lesson. People, you know what that people buying the IPO and they're afraid to buy after that. Yeah,
like it's IPO alone. IPO, the most important part of IPO is initial, not only. It's initial, right? So it's an initial thing, but it don't mean say it trade every day after that. And you probably, if you care about it, you should do it. Because you can watch it, and when it reach $3, you're gonna say, no, I didn't know, so we should have buy more. All right, but FESCO itself, I don't have that problem, thankfully. So I do have the I should have buy more problem. It has never gone away. But I brought my average from 99 cents up to 165. And I did a heavy buy, like I said, a couple of days ago at 150. And it closed to that 165. Yeah, and looking at the queue on my money JA, actually the lowest you can get it for is 168.
Yes.
And they just dropped the results.
I wouldn't be surprised if I see a large buy order just drop in and while it says pushing up. So
I would not be surprised at all. And the results that them just dropped to strong. They're growing. They're growing, and Ferry is open. Now the funny thing is again timing.
And think about it. The results are so good. And the Ferry number is not in it
at all. Ferry not in it at all. I mean the numbers ended June. Ferry opened in July and it's a soft open. Beachwood not open yet.
Beachwood they own the full vertical.
Okay.
Yeah. And then those start, and this is just the first of the things that they want to do. And even look at the thing there, Ferry to me is a guide because when you look at Ferry and the the pumps, the advertisements on them. That means that I think the operator, the person who owns that, is making the core family. They're making the advertisement revenue, but the Beach location will make all the revenue from that whole location. So FESCO will make the advertising revenue, the supermarket revenue,
everything completely. So
and they
better
can get better
margins
efficiency
completely.
on that because they're selling to themselves at that location. So
and in a practical way, it is
don't be
ahead
surprised
of
if they're the most competitive gas station price on that road.
Undoubtedly, and the other cheap gas places. That's what I was going to say. And you get to them before you get to the other cheap gas place. I'm not going to go down to the other cheap gas place. I'm going to turn into FESCO. Worse if I'm a shareholder. I'm turning into my gas station. You know, man.
Yep.
Yeah, Beachwood. Big up Beachwood. What else is on Beachwood? RJR.
Ferry is the LNG location, and those start sell cooking gas yet.
And not just cooking gas. Yeah, I don't want to get started with FESCO. the ferry is right. First of all, it's I think the most popular road in Jamaica. So,
of course.
Yeah, you live Spain. I live Spain for years, so we know how you're gonna go to that gas station. Everybody's gonna stop there. It's needed a gas station for a long time. It's near Spanish Town Road where all those industrial companies are.
That's right? The LNG location.
Okay, but watch this. Shackman trucks. Shackman have an LNG line of trucks. The company that imports Shackman trucks into Jamaica, the main shareholder, one of the front faces of it, is one of the FESCO, is linked to FESCO and also linked to Barita in that same family there. So obviously Shackman is going to start bringing in trucks that use the fuel that FESCO sell. And FESCO is all over Jamaica. So of course you're going to have a nice fuel rollout there. So people excited about like electric cars and all of that. Not that I'm not excited about it, but you can get better from that natural gas than you can from the electric in terms of practical business. Exactly. And if I have a company on Spanish Town Road that need 4 trucks and I need gas, I'm gonna buy it. It's cheaper on a cost basis. A natural gas truck is cheaper to buy and run than a petrol truck. And FESCO themselves is going to ensure that they give you those good prices. Plus, you can get the truck through them. Win-win. Like FESCO is an obvious 10-year pick that is going to give strong money from now till the 10-year mark.
And people with the concerns for electric vehicles, who's to say they won't go into the electric market after? Like, think about it. If you're buying an if you buy an electric station now, be prepared for some losses.
That's the truth.
How much electric cars in Jamaica? Are they all in the same location? With that one electric station serve everybody? I wouldn't be looking there, right. No. And
exactly, and the guys there know that they have sense.
And there's no reason FESCO can't go into that line when it's more popular and it's profitable at that point. There's no reason. So,
and when FESCO does it, it will have a better effect because it's not a one gas station somewhere. FESCO covers the island
across the board.
So and they're growing. They continue to grow. I saw on them Instagram them hint at another place. And I know it's not Beachwood and it's not there. I think it's somewhere else in Mandeville or maybe Clarendon. But I don't care. Just buy, please build more. Thank you. And in partnership with Barita. That's what business is made of. That's a sensible thing. You have the Barita on this side. And you have whenever you see that group and the groups are keeping the money in the circle. I love that. I own a little piece of the circle.
It's an interesting reaction we find to things like that. Because everybody understands that. Like, everybody dreams of, boy, when we reach in a business and whatever, my bridging them off for good. Why wouldn't they? No, this guy doing it, but someone a bad thing in Jamaica. But everybody else do it. Everybody dreams of doing it. I don't know.
For some reason, Jamaica, we look down on
common sense
on business, common sense business. Yeah. It's like, of course, it's my hardware, is my villa. You're going to build a villa using the things from my hardware. That's how it should work. It's common sense. I'm gonna bring these trucks in.
People.
Exactly. That's all business is. People
act like business, like the business. So Grace is an entity. It's a thing. Thinking his mind around it that. The people involved are just a part of just come to work every day. But it's the people that cause these things happen. If there's no if there's no direction from the people, then there's nothing.
Which is why I always say look at the people who run these companies and what they want. Look at the majority shareholder. Look at Leaching to get an idea of what NCB will do. right? Look at Berry to get an idea of what Mayberry is
Mayberry.
doing. I say it all the time. Mayberry they are the vanguard of Jamaica. Berry has built a vanguard. They're in everything, and they can move entire industries.
I SVL. It's the more
Oh,
it. We've said.
magical.
I'm sure you said on the podcast about just the
Yeah.
dealer network.
I don't think we put that episode out. I don't think we put that episode out. But
think
say,
about
yeah.
it. They just an article saying, "Yo, the dealer network will sell thing there." What name again?
What's that?
Michaela's Financial Services.
Sell and also the loans to the dealers themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you eat back margins there.
We have thing the right name again. We have a pulling out across the board. No, it's very, very deal because microcredit are coming in.
Mm-hmm.
If my microcredit institution in the area stop running, I think Michaela we already have a SVL dealer in the area, so they can buy that loan book. Michaela can start buying up a lot of loan books. SVL has the money. And then thing there, right name again, we see, no, you switch the service. You're not going to that place anymore because they know the KYC requirements and move out or whatever. SVL do it.
Yep. And if you think about the network, I no longer have to, I don't go to the head office of SVL to buy a lotto. You buy from, I don't buy a lotto, but you go to wherever the outlet is, right?
Yeah.
So if I want a loan, I don't go to the loans place. I go to wherever the outlet is. It's a network of financial outlets spread across the island. And also, they can go, it's just one easy step from that to tech.
I know what
Beautiful.
that does as well.
What's that?
It shop. Their competition gets a big kick.
They have competition?
No. Well, so if I will be easy dealer versus a SVL dealer, SVL has a more full service. I can give loans. I can do all these things. Versus why I can sell lotto. I can sell easy. I sell lotto. I give loans and all the whatever else SVL fintech does that works. Versus myself, I do the gambling only. I see where the better sell is. So.
Yep, and in the meantime, they just continue to pay out dividends. They continue to turn cash heavily, and that's just on one side of the business. Mayberry is one of the biggest shareholders in. I think they're the fourth or fifth biggest shareholders in Carib Cement.
Yes,
which, by the way, is a lot like coming full circle. Is a lot like those companies. It's another company that has spoken about an expansion way ahead of time. They spoke about that expansion that they have planned. Yes. 2022. Why are you telling us about it now?
Yeah, you know the thing there too. And I was tying that to also the heavy debt they paid on a debt. So
heavily.
So something good.
Heavily.
For me, something good.
Heavily. Again, why are you talking about an expansion in 2022? Starting in late 2022.
In the second half of 2022.
So why are you talking about it now in 2021 before the fourth quarter of even 2021? Why are you telling us no?
Let's go do it, right? When time comes.
Yeah, but again, and let me link that to the Barita point, which is that you can allow possibly, and this is definitely speculation, you can allow another shareholder to come in greatly if you do a rights issue. I really hope they don't do an APO. I want Carib Cement to do a rights issue, and they've done that in the past. In fact, their parent company got their heaviest stake in their ultimate parent company, Sygnus, got the stake in their actual parent company, TCL, Trinidad Cement Limited, via rights issue that TCL did, and then Sygnus took up the offer. It allowed Sygnus to come in more via that rights issue. So you can do the same thing, and that's what Barita also did. Barita allowed that Trinidad Bank to get a little stake via the APO. So I'm really hoping that Carib Cement does something along those lines.
And I've been thinking about my thoughts on the TCL, the way the money flows through TCL before it goes to Sygnus.
Not anymore.
And I think there's
not anymore.
Something coming to make that way much more so. So we're talking about dividends.
Yeah,
I think it make more sense for them to pay the Sygnus than to pay the TCL if Sygnus wants the money, right? So maybe there's something more there.
But then Sygnus lent Carib Cement the money to pay off TCL.
TCL.
TCL took the money and paid a debt that they owed to Symex. So Symex literally just, I mean, we did this at the last advance grow. Symex literally just shifted where the money flows.
Exactly.
Yeah, shift where the money flows from. Instead of Trinidad, I shifted to Jamaica because they seem to really like Jamaica. Jamaica is growing heavily. TCL's numbers are good because of their Jamaican subsidiary.
But TCL also, local sales are getting fought by the import market.
Yeah.
The hard rock cement coming in swinging and
through Damrep.
Yes, and they just lost a thing. They call it again. This is the second time now they're fighting on the quota. Not the quota, the thing there. The
price thing.
Yes, because the people bring in cement and they want a thing. They call it again. Custom fee. What call it?
They want it to be rated. If I have it right, there's a rating on the cement that's imported that has a tax on it, or assess or whatever that makes it cost more to protect the market. And that was challenged in court, and I think that it was thrown out. So now the pricing has to be.
Yeah. So basically, it's making more and more sense for TCL to operate as an importer than a manufacturer.
And it's making more and more sense for Symex to operate from Jamaica instead of from Trinidad, right?
They're in a market where the protectionism works in their favor, and we just lost it in Trinidad. To me, that's makes us shift how that money works, and that will really work well for Jamaica.
Yep. I gather also that underground in Trinidad and for business, it's difficult to get the US dollars. We've heard about that, right? TCL has a lot of debt in US dollars, a lot of obligations or things that they have to do in US dollars. And a lot of them come due this year. In fact, I believe they have, I could be wrong on the number, I think either 40 million or 60 million US deposit with a bank that's within the Symex group. They have to pull that deposit, I think, in July 2021. We're talking in August, I think it was done already. That's TCL. During that same time period, over the last few months, as you can see, Carib Cement has grown heavily, and Symex, in my view, has been concentrating more on Jamaica. And it's not difficult to get US dollars in Jamaica. So, something big is coming, in my view.
I think we're going to see a lot more of that. Massey coming to Jamaica. Yeah.
Massey also listing. I think a lot of those Trinity companies looking here. I don't know if Massey will come at a good price. I hope they do.
I care more about it. I'm not going to care about them until they reach, or until I see that I can look at it and see what we're getting and see if it makes sense for us.
Yes.
Otherwise,
agreed.
Good for JSC, make some money there, bro.
There we go. And JSC,
it helps for agenda of JSC becoming the regional stock exchange.
Exactly. Nobody else seems to be picking it up, so why not do it? It's opportunity on top of opportunity there. Carib Cement themselves, I think they're talking about the expansion way down the road because they use it as justification for a raise or something, right? Probably a raise. Just like how I'm hoping that Fontana is talking about it because it's justification for a raise. Because what are you telling me about something in 2023 now? Yeah, 2022. Well, 2022 is Carib Cement. Fontana is 2023, I think. Yeah. So, why are you telling me about that? No, unless you can say, hey,
2023. Very similar.
What did Paul say? 2020? Well, the Pulse Homes.
Pulse Homes.
Yeah. Real estate is so boring.
APO was pre-corona. I'm looking very now.
Well, if that radio station thing is any indication, then now is the time, right? It's soon. But I sold nonetheless. I don't give a damn about the APO. If him say right issue, I will be the first person buying back immediately.
People ask me about Barita, and I say, if you own Barita shares, sure. But I wouldn't be buying on the market heavily unless there is an incentive provided through the market, sure.
Yes.
And so it depends on what the APO looks like. But the APO price will go better than the market price. So.
Yeah. Barita, I think, is coming up against a timetable, though. I think what the thing that made me say dark horse in the however long ago, I think it's coming true now. If I replace them,
the thing is, I've been saying it for so long. I'm doubting that I can say it easily and say, all right, they're doing it now because how much time I said that.
Yeah, well, in their application to the court for their AGM, digital AGM, they mentioned a 10-month timeline for some stuff. So I'm hoping that that's it. And I see a lot of cornerstone branding all over. So I'm hoping that's it. Yeah, and I hear some financial institutions in the region and locally seem to be wishy-washy and leaving the region. So I'm hoping that's linked to it. Yeah, but I'm more excited these days. I'm thinking more a dark horse, a second dark horse, because you can have more than one. Probably that company that everybody talking about, like them ever hear about it before. GKFG.
Oh, bro.
The GK Financial Group. Everybody talking like them ever. Let's say it so naturally. In fact, I think I tweeted that a year ago, like how everybody just saying GKFG like they've ever heard it before.
Because on the podcast when we were talking about it, it was it was almost like nobody had noticed that we were speaking about it that way. And then now it's I put that up with you not only teaching investment but also teaching vocabulary. So
I have an ex who said that she used to pay attention to when I say something,
and everybody starts saying it.
And then how the term gets popular after that, and the dark horse was like,
yes, everybody's not have dark horse.
Oh God,
GKFG, you know, bro.
GKFG,
GK Capital, they're looking to be the next big thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking, why, as much as food has turned around and is doing a lot better, why am I worrying about food when I'm looking at my finances? You guys need to split that up. Yeah, you need to split it up. You need to spin something
more
off,
more
man.
Like that.
Yeah, man, spin off
just
something.
The other day, we're spinning off. They're thinking of spinning off things inside the GKFG.
Yeah, like what? What could they spin off inside GKFG? That's a good one.
Over there, you know.
Yeah, there's a hell of a lot of things over there, right? And they just got GK Eastern Caribbean. Scotia Eastern Caribbean, which are rebranding.
GK Life, I think it is.
Yeah. Anybody, I mean, for the experts listening, I'm sure that you guys have done your homework and looked at what GK's Scotia Eastern Caribbean numbers were like. And you can put a little bit of addition to that to GK's books. So, you can look at what the possible impact of that will be, positive, and how positive it will be. But at this point, I'm like, why is the food and the money together? Split them. Send one off.
All for it.
Yeah, man. Send one off, man. Send one off, man. And GK food has such a nice presence all over, including the US. Send it off. Yeah. Like JBG. I don't know if I've said it on the podcast. I should say it for posterity. Did we ever talk about JBG and the US vertical?
We had a conversation about thing there, and maybe shipping, the importing of chicken over land production.
Yeah, and I had said it. I know I tweeted it, that if you know anybody who is considering going into chicken now, you might want to just advise them to maybe try something else. And that was a bit of advice from my view. There's no expertise behind that other than mine, but as a bit of advice in my view, looking at the longer term.
So think about it. They also mentioned the way forward for the profitability. They're focusing on the US expansion.
They have to.
That will come with a lot more than just what we see now. So.
And I noticed something. They made that ad saying that, I feel like we said, but I don't know. Yeah, they made that ad talking about how their chicken is hormone free in Jamaica, 100% hormone free, and I laughed because it's a requirement, antibiotic free, and it's a requirement in the US for their chicken to be antibiotic free. So I'm thinking, if I'm going to make money from the US market, I'm making serious money from the US market. The volume there is huge. Jamaica, in terms of volume, is a fraction of that. Why do I have all these facilities in Jamaica, which also requires a protectionist law to preserve my presence there? And those protectionist laws have been falling across the region, including what you mentioned with Carib Cement. That's how all of them are linked. It's precedence to say, we might not be able to keep this protectionist law in. Yeah, in simple terms, if anybody's lost, chicken in Jamaica is artificially expensive, right? The law makes it more expensive. Yeah. If that law is changed, chicken from overseas will flood into Jamaica. Yeah, which is why I'm saying that if somebody is exactly,
to me, it's great.
But they have a US vertical. Yeah, exactly. It looks like great planning.
If we have a US vertical, we can. And two business fronts that if the protectionism swings in a certain way, then we're the ones immediately supplying where we come from already. And then we can scale across the US, heavy scale we have here. So
exactly. So I'm growing in the US, and if I'm not growing in the US, I'm growing within the region because I can just ship my chicken back here because I grow. The entire thing is done in the US. So I have all the same US cheap chicken, and I can send them to Jamaica and it will still be best dressed chicken. It'll still be tagged best dressed chicken. People will buy it. And it will be
80.
Yeah. And it will be at a better margin, because even though chicken might be cheaper in Jamaica, I doubt that chicken prices will fall. And if they do fall, they're not going to fall extremely hugely. So the profit margin will still be good. But you mentioned Haiti, which is their
Haiti.
long-standing sore point.
Yeah, there's a lot of scaling back, and I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know Haiti's law, so that's a caveat. I wouldn't be surprised if imports to Haiti start making just, to me, they already make more sense on if Haiti's law is going to work that way.
In terms of what?
If we just have a distribution operation for chicken in Haiti and we just import to it, and then we do chicken from there.
Well, I don't know if Haitian laws work that way, but I don't know if Haitian laws work.
Haiti.
I shouldn't say that. That's the biased Jamaican.
Yeah,
Haiti's going through so much crap.
Exactly that. And we've seen how it affected the business. The big scaling that they've done. They've said, boy, we're just keeping, it's the nice stuff. Employees, prioritizing employees and making sure they still have work. We haven't fired anybody out of a small operation anyway.
And they've been buying back a lot of their holdings there. Buying back a lot of the distributor there. They've been buying back the shares of that distributor more and more. Funny enough, though, chicken isn't a big protein in Haiti. Eggs are. Yeah, but they have the public. I don't know if that's something they can import. I don't know how it works. I won't go that deep into it.
Egg market is truly their market, because think about even in Jamaica,
broiler
chicks that they sell in the US, chicks sales are the bread and butter.
Broiler, I've said it before. I haven't checked to know if it's true now.
The thing I've seen that same article. I can't find it back.
Yeah, where they said that they are the single largest producer of eggs for laying in the US. I mean, that's a strong thing. I respect that. I respect that. Anyway, you cut it. They look nice for the people who have the money and the patience like that. I don't know if I have a dime in them. I think I jumped out some time ago.
Yeah, I think the most recent report was a good time to just recover on COVID. So we saw that push back up in terms of the way forward, increase price and all those machinations working on forever. But it's not a very immediate thing that you're going to see, in my opinion. So.
Yeah. But then again, if them raise money or do anything like that, everything might switch up, right? Everything would switch up.
Changer. That's why being listed is a strong strategy. That's a whole strategy by itself. List.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Listed companies are very, 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 very hard thing to kill.
Once money, they don't still not dead.
Sold some the other day. Still at profit.
I still have it. I was keeping it. Again,
it don't cost something to keep it there.
For my get in, so that's
and it's still profitable for me. It's at 40 something cents. Yeah, and if anything comes in,
I'm about a little bit above doubling at around 40 cents.
Damn.
Yeah, so
damn. The market is amazing and continues to be amazing. I don't know. I think we've given you guys a lot.
Oh, yeah.
For a talk. We haven't come back. I don't want to go too deep into some other things. It's good to be. It's good to be back here, even with the hard start and the stuff. It's a good thing. It's a nice good talk. So I hope people have enjoyed it. I'm going to ensure that this gets out as quickly as possible. So you guys are probably going to hear this again either today, the 13th of August, or the 14th tomorrow. And it's 2 years. Hell, 2 years is a hell of a time. Indeed. Imagine that. Think of
how much we've done since, like more than just the podcast in the whole investment space.
Exactly.
That's growth.
that is growth. All right, so I'm very thankful that you guys have been listening to us. I hope you continue to listen to us as we put these out. I will even promise you guys I will do it more regularly. I want to, but I'm not saying no.
We put out some more and in more timely fashion than we have done.
Yes, certainly. And if you like it, let me know. Send that tweet. I'm sure you guys will send tweets to let us know. I hope you do enjoy it. And I'm not going to promise anything publicly, but if you see more, say, okay, Randy, this is it. If you don't see more, I hope this is good enough. And people still eating off the stuff that we said from years ago.
I've seen the portfolios. I know.
And I have the people come to grow and tell me, and I've had conversations. So
much money, but really dry. So what's up?
yeah, because this is a nice pick. I can work how you say, but we need something new now. Talk to your advisor. I know you guys have the advisor. You want to be able to do it yourself? Come to the classes. You want to be able to track it all? Check out mymoneyja.com. the official data provider of the earnings season podcast. If I call it that, but yeah, it's an amazing service, and yeah,
amazing
get
tool.
into it.
Yo, listen, my money. Right. Worth every dollar I'm spending on it right now, and trust me, it's not a lot of dollars.
Yeah. It was a whole heap of thinking to get those tiers right. Always a free tier, of course.
Well, at
I
that time,
want
I
people
need
to be
to
able
charge
to
more, but
well, the numbers I need to charge more now.
It's not.
You don't want to. The numbers I need to charge more, but the reality is I don't want to scare people away from it. But it's a hell of a service. I'm biased because designing the thing and I'm working with an amazing coder, but and they hate when you call them coder. And I'm working with an amazing developer, software developer. And it's been a hell of an experience, and look out for a whole lot more. Trust me, what I have in my mind, I don't even see it. So yeah, I've seen the base of it, and I believe in providing the value. So if you don't know it, check it out, mymoneyja.com. The link will be in the show notes, and it will give you a discount and sign up. And yeah, check out Danai's service, check out Grower, and list for more earnings season. You'll get into the market if you're not in already. It is not hard. You can do it from you can read.
So much opportunity.
And there's so much opportunity. And you don't need a whole heap of money. Indeed. You can do it with your $2,000. You can do it with your $1,000. Jamaican? Yes. Anyway, having said all of that, I'm Randy Rowe at RT Rowe.
And I'm Danai at HNI.
And that's both of those are our usernames on Twitter. and this has been earnings season.
All right, guys, big up.
Tell your Instagram, look to me and be a things I'm busy, my busy.
Earnings season, bro.